Good day, everybody. Welcome back, or welcome to It's a Small Vlog, and today I am here on this beautiful and very hot day at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and today I am back at the park for a news/construction update, because if you've been keeping up with the channel for a while, I have not done an update here at Animal Kingdom since I believe late February, and it is now early August at the time that I'm filming this, and we have a good amount to talk about. Now, I will say today's construction video is going to be on the shorter end, simply because yes, there is stuff happening here, but as compared to the other parks like Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, there's not nearly as much happening here as compared to the other parks. But we have to talk about the Tropical Americas construction going on over in Dinoland U.S.A. And then the first thing that we're going to talk about before that is actually something right behind me with the Tree of Life. As you guys may remember, It's Tough to Be a Bug closed a few months back, and now there's a new Zootopia show going inside the Tree of Life that we're going to talk about right now. I don't want to delay too much longer. Let's get straight into today's video. Starting today's video here at the Tree of Life, we have a few updates to discuss regarding the new show coming to the Tree of Life Theater. Ever since my last update here at the park back in February, It's Tough to Be a Bug has since closed down permanently in order to make way for a brand new 3D show themed to Walt Disney Animation Studios' Zootopia. The new show, called Zootopia Better Zoogether, is scheduled to debut later this year in the winter of 2025. And as you can see just by walking around the Tree of Life, work is well underway both inside and outside the tree. As far as what we can see visually happening, numerous construction walls have been installed all around the base of the Tree of Life, blocking off guest access to the queue of the former show. Now, it's important to note that even though construction has been taking place sporadically around the Tree of Life Garden's walking trail has not been impacted and is still accessible. In fact, I was actually able to capture some pretty up-close footage of the inside of the queue for the show, but there doesn't seem to be much activity going on. As far as what work we can see happening, the most noticeable visual change is actually right at the very entrance of It's Tough to Be a Bug, as the attraction sign is completely gone. Moving to the backside of the tree, and the walkway along the Discovery River has also been partially blocked off, as this whole area acted as the former exit of the show. These construction walls start just to the right of the Africa Gate and end on the left-hand side of the Asia Gate. Any and all directional signage referencing It's Tough to Be a Bug has also since been removed. As far as new details go, Disney has been kind of quiet regarding this new show, which is interesting considering that its debut is scheduled in the next few months. Like I said earlier, work seems to be progressing nicely on the outside, but we can't say for sure what progress has been made on the inside. Thankfully, we can look to recent construction permits that were filed to give us some clues. Over the past 5 months, we've seen numerous amounts of permits get filed by Walt Disney Imagineering related to the project, including things like installing set elements, modifying infrastructure, electrical work, general construction, and even sign installation. All of these permits filed have a standard 1-year expiration date, but indicate that work should be progressing quickly on the interior. Now, granted, I'm not really expecting any large-scale work to take place on the inside to begin with, but these permits are just something to make note of. The only other new detail that Disney has shared is that when the Zootopia show debuts, it'll feature a brand new original song that helps tie into the story. This was shared a few months back via Disney's social media accounts and featured actress Jennifer Goodwin, who plays Judy Hopps in the film. Now, as for an opening date, I've previously mentioned that I believe this new show will debut in either November or December of this year, and my reasoning is pretty simple, as it all boils down to 2 factors. Number 1 is that Disney is targeting a winter 2025 debut for the new show, and number 2, the highly anticipated sequel to Zootopia is slated to hit theaters Thanksgiving week on Wednesday, November 26th. I'd be shocked if Disney didn't want to include any new characters from the film into the show, and assuming they do, I think an early to mid-December opening date for this show makes the most sense. Assuming this is the case, the film will have been out for a few weeks at this point, and Disney will have something new for guests to check out before the holiday crowds flood back to the parks. Again, this is still just speculation, but don't be surprised if come Disney's Destination D event at the end of this month, we hear of an official opening date for this brand new show. But that's the latest happening here with Zootopia Better Zoogether, and now let's head on over to Dinoland U.S.A. to take a look at what's going on over there. Alright everybody, we have made it over here to Dinoland U.S.A, or at least what's left of it, and in today's update I have 2 primary things I want to talk about. Number 1, the construction progress happening right behind me, behind the construction walls, and number 2, the future of what remains of Dinoland U.S.A. Shifting gears over here to Dinoland USA, and we have a heavily active construction site that has been underway for quite some time now. The current area behind construction walls is the former location of Chester and Hester's Dinorama, as all of Dinoland gets transformed into a new land themed to the tropical Americas. In fact, guests passing by the construction site will now spot some themed signage promoting what's on the horizon, including concept art and the new logo for the land. Some yellow butterflies are also present as well, indicating that this will soon be the location of the upcoming Encanto attraction. You may recall that when I was here covering construction back in February, Disney was still in the process of demolishing what remained of Dinorama. But fast forward to today, and demolition has since been complete, with crews now working on land clearing and site preparation before actual construction begins. In these higher up shots from atop the Golden Gate Bridge connecting the Boneyard and the dig site, you can see just how much land Disney has cleared, essentially doubling the initial size of the construction site. Here's some even better aerial shots of the site, compliments of the very helpful BioReconstruct. The entire site for the Encanto attraction is estimated to be at about 3.5 acres in size, with the entire Tropical Americas land estimated at about 11 acres in total, coming in just a tad smaller than Pandora, the world of Avatar. If we look further into the construction site, you may notice a wooden retention wall that kind of cuts the construction site in half. This wall is actually the only thing still left over from the former Dinorama, and crews are in the process of removing it slowly but surely. Essentially, the land in front of this retention wall has already been mostly leveled and is ready for more work, but the land behind it, where Disney has expanded into, still has a ways to go. By the looks of everything happening at the site, work is still very much in the preparatory stage, which I find interesting. Now, if I'm being perfectly honest, I thought that come early August, we would have seen a little bit more progress take place since my last update. And while we're still seeing a good amount of progress being made, there's no doubt that work seems to have slowed down. Disney says that the entirety of the Tropical Americas will open in 2027, which is only in 2 years' time. That's a pretty ambitious time frame for Disney, especially if they're targeting a rumored summer opening date, but more on that later. The point is, if this Encanto attraction even has a shot of being complete by 2027, vertical construction needs to take place by the end of this year at the absolute latest. And that work can't happen until this retention wall is demolished and the land is fully leveled. Let me know what your thoughts are regarding the current pace of construction in the comments below. So now that we're done covering all the construction happening behind those construction walls back there, I want to turn our attention over to a different part of Dinoland USA, which just so happens to be where I'm standing right now, here at the Boneyard, as in just less than 1 month, the Boneyard, as we know it, will cease to exist as Phase 2 construction begins on the Tropical Americas. Yep, that's right. Back in June, Disney provided us with some new details for the next phases of construction for the Tropical Americas, including a closing date for the Boneyard. The Boneyard will have its final day of operation on Labor Day weekend on Monday, September 1st, before closing permanently the next day on Tuesday, September 2nd. The impending closure of the Boneyard signals the second phase of construction for the land, as the area where the Boneyard currently sits will soon be transformed into 2 different areas. To break it down, on the right-hand side where the dig site is, that will soon be the future location of a portion of Pueblo Esperanza, the fictional town square that Disney is building to tie the land all together. This portion of land also includes the current Trilobite snack stand, which I believe is also set to close next month as well. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side where you enter the Boneyard, that will be the future location of the Disney IP Carousel, featuring classic Spanish-style architecture. I originally predicted that the Boneyard would close sometime this fall in my previous construction video, and it looks like my hunch was correct. If you haven't taken the time to stroll around the Boneyard yet, I'd highly recommend doing so in the next few weeks, as there's a lot of really cool details hidden throughout that most people don't even notice. Now, after the Boneyard closes, the only 2 things that will remain of Dinoland USA will be Restaurantosaurus and Dinosaur, which have both been confirmed to remain open into 2026. Like I mentioned before, we don't have an exact closing time frame for either of these just yet, but rumors heavily indicate that a January 2026 closure for both locations is likely, especially considering that Dinorama closed this past January. And as a quick refresher, Restaurantosaurus will soon be be reimagined into a large hacienda, serving up delicious cuisine representative of the Central and South American regions. And then, of course, the neighboring Dinosaur will be transformed into a new attraction themed to the popular Indiana Jones franchise. The attraction will take on a whole new story inside a mythical Mayan temple, helping tie into the overarching themes of Animal Kingdom. And really quick, one other new development that we recently learned about the Tropical Americas project is that even though the Boneyard will be closing, Disney has confirmed that a new playground will be built alongside the opening of the land. Now, Disney hasn't shared any details about a theme or even a location of this new playground, but there's one area in particular that is very likely. Even though it's not currently featured in official concept art, the empty space situated between the gift shop and the Indiana Jones attraction is the most likely location. The current area today is simply just a spot for a few character meet and greets and not much else, so it's great to hear that we'll soon be getting a new area for kids to play and burn off some energy. I'd personally love to see an Indiana Jones themed dig site that calls back to the Boneyard in a way, but I guess only time will tell. I'd expect to hear some more details regarding the entirety of the Tropical Americas project at this month's upcoming Destination D event. But until then, that seems to be everything happening here inside of what's left of Dinoland USA as work continues on the land's historic transformation. Well, everybody, that is going to officially wrap up this late summer construction update here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you enjoyed all of my coverage with the Zootopia show and, of course, the Tropical Americas. So I'm really hoping that we'll start to see a little bit more progress happen with that Encanto attraction. Again, maybe it's just me, but I just feel like construction has been a little slow lately. It was really good back when they were demolishing everything back in January, February, and even March. But I just feel like ever since Memorial Day weekend hit and the summer started, work has been kind of slow. So hopefully by the end of the year, work will continue to progress quickly so that way that project can stay on pace. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, turn those notifications on, check me out on Instagram as well. The link is down below. Also be sure to check out my website as well. The link to that is also down below. And what about you? How do you feel about everything happening here at Animal Kingdom? When do you think the Zootopia show is going to open? Do you think it's going to be November or December? And how do you feel about the pace going on over at Dinoland USA with the Tropical Americas? Let me know in the comments below. But my name is Bobby. This has been It's a Small Vlog for your late summer Animal Kingdom construction update. And with all that out of the way, have a magical day, everybody. Bye.